Awesome. So you're in the right place tonight. If you're a student going back to college or looking for a plan, or maybe you're a student who's currently in college and you're looking for money, you're in the right place tonight. If you are a parent looking for answers, and you're in the right place tonight if you have no idea where the money is going to come from to fund your education. And awesome, I want to say tonight that you're in the right place if you want to locate scholarships and money, but don't know where to look or how to get it. So if you are one of these people and you're in the right place, simply type the phrase right place, or I'm in the right place tonight. Type that in the chat room there for me. Awesome. So here's what you're going to learn today. Number one, you're going to learn a simple step-by-step formula so you can have a plan to pay for college. You're going to learn the 7 places to look for scholarships so you can access free college money. And we're going to talk about some of the ways that you can land scholarships so you can better position yourself to get them. Ultimately, after this presentation tonight, you'll be able to have a plan to pay for your college education or fund your students' college education. Now, I want to say this too, because I want to be very helpful for those that are here tonight, that this information is not for you if you are a person who doesn't take action. This information is not for you tonight if you make excuses and you walk in fear. This information is not for you if you believe blessings and money fall out the sky. Now, this information is not for you if you don't want better for your life. And tonight, this information is not for you if you get offended, if someone gives you 60 minutes of great information, and for some odd reason, you get offended by the fact that I give you an offer at the end. And I want to peek over here real quickly here, just to make sure that you are in the right place. Checking in the chat room. I'm in the right place. I'm in the right place. I'm in the right place. Awesome. Somebody said they lost my voice or got it back. Okay, great. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So here's the deal. Right now, currently, this is probably how things are looking for you right now, right? There are a lot of question marks going on. Maybe you're questioning if I should go to college. Maybe you're questioning where I should go to college. Maybe you're questioning, how am I going to come up with the money for my student? How am I going to come up for the money for myself, right? So you have all these questions going on, and it's my objective tonight to be able to help you with this. Now, if you're here watching this live video feed, over to the right-hand side of this page, you will see a chat room there. You can log into your name and information to participate in the chat area. Now, if you can't see the chat area, what I would advise that you can do, if you have a question, because I'm open up for live questions tonight, is that you can send me an email over at Kantis@KantisSimmons.com. I'll be able to check some of your questions there. Kantis@KantisSimmons.com. So I know you guys like free gifts, right? You like free gifts. So here's what I want to do. If you stay around to the end, I have a new book that I'm working on that should be out very soon. It's called Scholarship Secrets Revealed. It's the secrets to funding your education all on scholarships. And I'll show you tonight how to access this freebie there by participating and stay into the end. Now, I want to encourage everyone, if you guys would, I want you to do a few things for me, right? And I'm gonna just type this in, right? I want you to focus. Yes, focus, focus, focus. I'm typing this slide in right now because I always want to say this to people because it's so important, right? And here's how you focus. You focus by shutting down Facebook and Messenger and Instagram. You focus by grabbing a pen or a pencil, pen and paper, or pencil and pad. Maybe you have the television on. And I will go ahead and recommend that you turn the television off, because tonight, this information has the ability to change the outcome of your life and your student's life. And I would be so disappointed if you don't get all the information that is here. So let me ask you a few questions, right? And as you can see, I love a lot of participation. So here's question number one, and I want you to answer it as best as you can there in the chat area. What's your biggest challenge right now with funding your education or your students' college education? Yes, what's your biggest challenge or what's your biggest frustration? Let me know there in the chat room. What's your biggest challenge and biggest, frustration with this entire plan with funding college and looking for a college or deciding on what major? Let me know there in the chat area. What's your biggest challenge or frustration? No money. Okay. Not having the money. I get it. I get it. What's your biggest challenge? Not knowing where to look. Okay. What's your biggest challenge right now? What's your biggest frustration? Here's another question for you. What's your biggest fear with this entire college process? Yes, what's your biggest fear right now? Someone said finding various types of scholarships, knowing where and when to start looking for money, the whole funding process, figuring out the scholarship deadlines. Well, here's the deal. Tonight, you're in the right place because whether you have a fear, we have a frustration or challenge, we all have been there, right? I was there, 20 years ago. And every student, every family that I work with, they have challenges, frustrations, and fears. And everything you just mentioned in the chat area, I want to address those tonight and help you out. So I realized tonight that you won't hear me unless you really, really know me. My name is Kantis Simmons, and I grew up as a cool nerd, right? So I had the very first iPhone, and I was raised in what you call a middle-class broke family. Now, if you know anything about a middle-class broke family, had a nice mom, a nice dad, had a house, had green grass, but we were always broke. But my mom and dad, they did something, and they impressed upon me the importance of education. And of course, here's a picture of myself, my mom, there's my little brother, and there's me over there with the flyaway collar, right? And one of the things that my mom and dad impressed upon me was the importance of education. And after my mother had me, and when I turned 6 weeks old, my mom took me to Young World and dropped me off. And that began my 25 years in school. I spent 5 years in pre-K, 7 years in elementary school, 5 years in high school, 4 years in college at Norfolk State University, where I got a BS degree in chemistry. Then I spent 2 more years in grad school at Lehigh University, where I got a Master's of Science degree in Polymer Science and Engineering. And then 2 more years at Georgia Tech, where I got a degree in Textile and Fiber Engineering. 25 years in school. Now, I share this with you not to brag, but I share this with you because regardless of the fact that you're a student or a parent, I understand what you're going through. You see, I remember these years right here, right? These years right here when it was time to graduate high school. And as I was graduating high school, because I was raised in this middle-class broke family, somebody in my household had to always be working. I wasn't really sure if my mom or dad had money laid up or saved up for school. So I had to start out on this journey trying to find money for school because we never, ever had the conversation in my household if we had the proper funds or if my parents had laid up any money for me. So I started out on this journey. And because of that, the good news tonight is that what I'm going to share with you today helped me earn 3 college degrees, and I earned all of those degrees completely all on scholarships, right? So from the high school level going into college, I had a full scholarship at Norfolk State University. When I ended up going to Lehigh University, I got another full scholarship. When I ended up going to Georgia Tech, got other full scholarships, right? So I'm sharing this tonight because there were a lot of failures that I've had, and plus there was a lot of successes. Now, here's the cool thing about it. Having a college degree opened up some opportunities for me. Number one, it allowed me to land a really cool job at NASA Langley Research Center as a research scientist. Yep, College, I believe, gives you options, right? If you think about it for a second, the options that a college degree will give you will, give you or your son or your daughter the opportunity to advance their career. By having a college degree, reports show that you will make millions of dollars over your lifetime than someone that doesn't have a college degree. So for me, it opened up the opportunity for me to be a research scientist at NASA Langley Research Center. Not only that, but I had the great opportunity to be employed as a research scientist for SIBA Vision, where I developed contact lenses. So if anyone is wearing any of these products here, Air Optics, Focus Dailies, or any of the Alcon contact lens solutions, thank you so much, because for many years, that's what I did. I developed contact lenses. Now, I've done a few things right, but I've also done a few things wrong. You see, to the far left-hand side, this is my brother in the purple. There's my sister there in the middle with the cap and gown. And of course, there's my mom and my dad, and I'm to the far right, and there's my sister-in-law, Nicole, there in the black. And one of the things that I've done wrong is that I didn't do a good job of passing this information down to my younger brother and sister. You see, I went to school all on scholarships, but I didn't, communicate with them and talk to them about having a plan, or even talk to my parents about having a plan. And so my brother and sister had to take out student loans to get their college degree. And because of that, and the lack of communication with the other family members, I became so obsessed, and I did my research. I became so obsessed that now I travel the country helping students and parents, as well as educators, succeed in school and life. Because of the information I'm going to show you tonight and that I've discovered for myself and helping other parents, I travel speaking at schools and colleges, information, showing this information, because I don't want anyone else to lack not having the knowledge, because I've seen just how happy my mom and dad has been from not having to fund or come out of their pocket to fund an education. So today I host teacher and educator seminars. I host student and parent seminars. I work with students and parents and create videos and podcasts for educators. I have courses on academic success, STEM, college knowledge, funding your college education, acing your school test. So I say all this so that you know that tonight I not only talk about this, but I'm someone that's done it, and I want to help you do it. And my life's vision right now is to impact, currently right now, help 100 families fund their college education, all on scholarships. Yes, that's my main vision and impact right now, is to help 100 families fund their college education, all on scholarships. I felt like, for me to be able to give back and be so blessed to go to school, is that, if my life has been so great to be able to do that, I want to be able to give back to other people. And so I thank you guys tonight for helping me serve you. And ultimately, as we work together, you could be one of these 100 families, rather, right? All on full scholarships or maybe on partial scholarships. But I just want to impact you as much as I possibly can. So here's the deal. I'm the coolest guy with 7.25 fingers. And why do I say this? So I grew up with a birth defect, and, there's a story behind it, how I was born, but, came out the womb with this birth defect. And so tonight I'm going to give you all that I have, right? I'm going to give you all that I have. So we talk about 7 steps to locate and lock down a college fund. I'll try my best to give you 7.25. You get it, right? So I got to give some love to my nub. Now, before I jump into this, I want you guys to pull out a sheet of paper, and I want you to write these numbers down, because when we're talking about funding your college education, it's so important that you understand some numbers. So let's talk about how much it costs to pay for college, right? So here are some terms that you may have heard. Tuition. Tuition is what colleges charge you for the classes or the instruction, right? College charge tuition by the units that make up an academic school year, such as a semester or a quarter. So whether you're taking credit hours or 4 or 5 classes, all of that is charged to your tuition. Now, another figure that you must know are something called fees. Now, what are fees, Kantis? Fees are the colleges charge you fees for services. These services include the library fees, campus transportation fees, student government fees, activity fees, and athletic facility fees. So when we look at the tuition and fees, the College Board showed that in 2017 and 2018, that the amount of tuition and fees for someone attending a public college, going to a public college in-state, was about $9,970. And for someone attending a public college or university out of state, it was about $25,620. And to attend a private college was about $34,740. Now, this is just for tuition and fees. Now, let's go on, right? So you got to take classes in college, but what about housing and meals? So as you do your research, you probably hear some figures, a term called room and board, right? So the cost of room and board depends on the campus housing and food plans you choose. Now, it's about $10,800 at a 4-year public school. Yeah, $10,800 and about $12,210 at a private school. That's just for feeding your face and having a place to live. Not only that, but we talk about these college fees. It's important to know that you got to pay for books and school supplies. So what does this mean? You know, books and school supplies, that's considered the learning materials, the cost of computers and the cost of the computer accessories. It's about $1,200, right, for a public college, about $1,200 for a private college. So books and school supplies. Then we got to talk about personal expenses and transportation expenses, right? It costs money to go to class every day. It costs money to live. It costs money to be able to accommodate yourself there in college. So for a public university, it's about $3,270. At private college, it's about $2,730, right? So when we take all of these numbers and add them up, and I did this, and I want to put this in this presentation so that you have a perspective, right? The perspective on how much does college cost. $25,620 for tuition and fees, $10,800 for room and board, $1,250 for books and supplies, $3,270 for personal expenses and transportation. That's a total of $40,000, right? $40,940. That's equivalent to $41,000. $41,000. Now, in the chat room, just to make sure that you understand and how I broke this up, let me know that you understand this by typing in the phrase $41,000. I'm going to peek back over here in the chat room just to make sure you guys got that and understand that, right? $41,000. If you understand that, how these numbers are broken up, just type that, right? You have tuition and fees, you have books and supplies, you have the expenses, you have the everything that go into this, right? And so I want to be very practical to make sure that you understand, right? This was for approximately, for 1 year of school. So thank you guys. Yes, $41,000, you get it and you understand. So here's what I want to do, right? I'm going to break this down to show us all how we can help fund this $41,000, right? So to do this, I have this acronym called funding, F-U-N-D-I-N-G, funding, okay? So this is going to be the 7 ways to locate and lock down this money so that you can, have this $41,000, not only for 1 year of school, but for your 4 or 5 years of school. Number one, F stands for focus on your future. Yes, focus on your future. Let's talk about it. Let's think about it. What do you want to be in the future? Yeah, if you're a student, what do you want to be in the future? If you're a parent, what does your son or your daughter want to do in the future? Now, if you think about it, maybe you want to go into computers. Maybe you want to go into nature. Maybe you want to go into social studies, or maybe you're someone who says, hey, Kantis, I love money. I want to manage money. Maybe you want to travel the country and help people. Maybe you want to go into a field that's sports related. Maybe you want to go into music and arts, or like me, you want to be a cool nerd and go into the area of science or engineering. Maybe you want to build and fix things. Maybe you want to go into math or law or reading. Now, regardless of what you decide to do, it's so important that you focus on your future. Now, check this out. I love doing research. And one of the things that I found out is that here are the top 20 jobs at most and least risk of being replaced by robots. You know, when we think about the future, we think about you being prepared for your you being prepared for your career. I want you to understand that if you can look into the future and understand the future, when your future becomes your present, you'll be prepared. So here are some jobs that are at risk or most at risk for being replaced. Telemarketers, title examiners, mathematicians, mathematical technicians, insurance underwriters, watch repairers, cargo and freight agents, tax preparers, photographic process workers, data entry, timing device assemblies, insurance claim, brokerage clerks, order clerks, loan officers, insurance appraisers, umpires, tellers, right? All of these jobs are at most risk by being replaced by robots. That's crazy, right? But that's what the future holds. Now, here are some jobs real quick that are least at risk. Chiropractors, biochemists and biophysics, electronic engineers, directors of religious activities and education, supervisors or correctional officers, art directors, orthodontists, interior designers, producers and directors, photographers, physical therapists, fashion designers, material engineers, material scientists, soil and plant scientists, health diagnosing and treating practitioners, civil engineers, physical therapist assistants, architects, environmental engineers. Do you see this? Right? So this is what the future holds. Not only that, but the fastest growing occupations by 2020. Check this out. Home care aide, expected increase in that profession 69%, where the median annual salary is $21,000. Biomedical engineer, 61% to $50,000. Physical therapist, median event planners, ultrasound technologists, translators, market research analysts, marketing specialists, dental hygienists, health educators, cost estimators. Now, I'm showing this because I need you to focus on your future. So that's the F, focus on your future. The U is to understand the process of getting into college so you can be prepared for your future. Now, when we talk about the college process, right, and understanding the process, the U is to first of all look at your desire. What's your desire, right? What moves you, right? What moves you? What do you want to go to college for? What moves you? Now, I like to use this word move because the word move is attached to the word motivation. I tell this story all the time. Let's say if I was walking down a river, and as I was walking down a river, my iPhone fell in the river. Now, I may be moved to jump in the river, but here's the deal. It's just an iPhone, right? They always have new iPhones coming out. But check this out. If I was walking down the river with my mother and my mother fell in the river, now I would be motivated to jump in the river to rescue my mother because I don't think my mother can swim, right? So when you think about your motivation, what's moving you? What's moving you to go to college? What's moving you to pursue a college degree? What's moving you to pursue a certain college field? It's so important that you investigate your desire. Not only that, in the process, it's also important that you understand your majors, right? How to pick a college major. Your major is wrapped around the field of study that you want to go into, where you're going to get a BA degree, a BS degree, or a degree in a certain field. Now, when you pick a college major, there are 3 things or 4 things that you want to consider. Number 1, begin with your destination. Look into the future, right? You want to find a college major that's going to best prepare you for the future. Number 2, you want to conduct research. What careers are out there to support you? What careers are out there to give you access to have you reach the goals and dreams that you want to accomplish? Number 3, when picking a college major, avoid over-specializing. Don't get trapped. Here's what I mean, right? You don't want to over-specialize and get a college degree or major in something like all in, let's say something like over-specializing. Spanish reading, okay? Spanish reading, right? Or Spanish. Now, there's a beautiful thing that you can do by having a major in Spanish, but when you over-specialize, sometimes it will eliminate some opportunities from you, right? So you don't want to get trapped by over-specializing in something that is so narrow that you can't position yourself to go into other career fields. Now, most people will tell you, their jobs change, right? Their careers change over time. You don't want to be so over-specialized that you won't be prepared for other job opportunities. And also, when picking a college major, you want to review any prerequisites, okay? So outside of the desire and your major, you want to understand the program. Now, let's talk about the program, because this is so important when you're picking a college or going to a certain college. You want to investigate the specific program that you want to go into. Now, in the U.S. News, they rank schools and rank various programs. Now, let's say if you want to go into a business program, right? And if you want to go into a business program or go into a business major, you want to attend a school that's really good in the area of business, right? Maybe you want to major in accounting, entrepreneurship, finance, insurance, international business, marketing, operation management, quantitative analysis, real estate, supply chain management. So if you want to go to a business school, it's great to find a school that has a great business program. Now check this out. But let's say if you want to go into an engineering program or major in or go into a science program, here's the deal. You may find a school that's great in business, but they have a poor engineering or science program. So what you want to do is that you want to find schools that are great in a certain field. Maybe there's a school or university that your mom or dad went to. In this school or university, let's say they are great in science, but you want to major in the arts, right? You want to major in music or drama, right? This school that your parents want you to go to, or this school that has historical meaning in your family, if they don't have arts or math, arts or music, it's not wise for you to go to that school. So when you're picking a college, you want to pick a college that has a great program, right? Business program, engineering program, or whatever program it is that's wrapped around your college major. Not only that, but we want to talk about the search process, right? So when you're searching for a college, you want to search for a college the same way you search for a car. So here is a BMW X6. Here is one of those new Mercedes-Benz GLE 6. It's a 63 coupe. And here's another car. I believe this is a Rolls-Royce or a Bentley. Now, we can look at these cars and we can say, oh, wow, they're beautiful, right? But when we search for a college, we want to search for a college the same way we search for a car. We want to make sure it fits. We want to make sure it drives the way that we want to. And we want to make sure that it is financially rewarding to our pocketbooks. Yes, we want to understand the cost. So when you're searching for a college, you want to fill the college out by test driving the college. Yes, that means doing college visits. You want to go to and see the fields, the programs. You want to go and be able to see if this college is something that you really want to go to, because the reality is this: you're probably going to be there for 4 or 5 years, right? 4 or 5 years. So it's important that you understand if this college fits for you. All right. So let's name your goal. FUN. F is for focus on your future. U is for understanding the process, and N is for naming your goal. So I want you guys to set a goal. I want you to write the vision and make it plain. So here's what I mean. I want you guys to write down your goal in the chat room. Yes, what's your goal as far as your college future? Anytime I write a goal, anytime I encourage people to write goals, I encourage them to write goals by writing the phrase "I am" in front of it, right? I am a 4.0 student at Clemson University majoring in bioengineering. I am happily enjoying a full scholarship at Norfolk State University majoring in chemistry. I am a self-employed businessman running my businesses and having chains all across the country. I am happily enjoying seeing my student go to school on a full college degree. Yes, write in the chat room your goal. I want you to be able to see your goal and be able to communicate your goal with other people and your family members. So be so kind right now. Go ahead and tell me your goal there in the chat room. I am, and let me know what your goal is, right? When everybody's on board, now we can have single focus about funding our college education. Somebody says, my goal is to attain a PhD in education through a full scholarship. Somebody says, I want to go to be a JD in law. Good. Somebody says, I want my son to attend attend college on a full scholarship, not having debt like I had, right? I am enjoying a full scholarship to Candler School of Theology at UGA to obtain my Master's in Divinity and MSW. I love it. I like to become a successful lawyer. I am supporting my daughter's dream. Love it. I'm a graduate of a Berkeley College of Music, combining music, philanthropy, and motivational speaking to enrich the lives of others. And I want you to let you know, my brother went to Berkeley College of Music. So make sure I give you guys and connect you guys up, right? My brother went to Berkeley College of Music, and he majored in in music and piano. So make sure I give you that connection. Great job. It's so important that you write these goals down, right? The next thing, the FUND, is to develop a plan. We know our goal. Now we have to develop a plan. So here's the deal. Here's an equation that's going to help you develop a plan to fund college. And it stands for P4CN, GM plus OM plus YM. Pay for college now. P4CN, pay for college now. The simple three-step equation is GM plus OM plus YM. Now, what is GM? GM stands for the government's money. GM stands for the government's money. Now, I want everybody to see this number. This number is huge, right? $2.7 billion. $2.7 billion. Check this out. $2.7 billion is the amount of money that was unclaimed by high school graduates last year. Yes, $2.7 billion was given out, $2.7 billion was unclaimed by students and families. Why? Because they did not apply for the government's money. And the way you do that is through something called FAFSA. If you've ever heard of FAFSA, Let me know there in the chat room. Type the number 2, if you've heard of FAFSA, right? FAFSA is the free application of federal student aid. Now, one of the things about FAFSA is this. It's a free application that gives you access to find out how much federal aid is due to you and your household. Now, to apply for FAFSA is very simple. There's a website at fafsa.ed.gov where you simply go to this website. If you are a new participant or a new applicant, you want to start a new FAFSA. If you are returning and have already done this, you can log in. But you want to go here and create a profile, and you want to use this application and submit it so that it helps you and your household get access to government's money. Not only that, but once you log in and you tell the federal government what schools you want to go to, you show the government that you have need for money, you show the government what fields you want to go into, the government now, FAFSA, will give you a report showing you the schools that have money available, show you the federal grants and aid and scholarships that are out there for you. So FAFSA is something that you want to know of and that you want to apply to. Now, here are a few myths about the financial aid and about FAFSA. Number one, here's a myth. My family makes too much money for me to qualify for the government's money. That's a myth, right? Your family making too much money to qualify is a myth. Here's the reason why. FAFSA is not all about how much money your family makes, but it's also determined on, what schools you go to, determines what field of study you go into. It also is based off of how many students are in school. So it's not just based on how much money you make, but it's also based on many different things. Myth number two, I need to file my taxes before completing FAFSA, right? That's a myth. So here's the new deal that the financial aid has made available to you. So we now know that tax season is about March, April, February, March, April, and now the FAFSA application period opens up in October. So October of 2017, they opened up the application for FAFSA here in the state of Georgia, right? You can start applying for FAFSA then, but most people don't have their taxes done. So here's what you can do. You can supply your tax return for the previous years, right? The previous 2 years, right? So you're doing your 2017 taxes. You may have your tax return for the 2016. You can use that on your FAFSA. So you don't need to have your taxes before completing federal aid. You can go back 2 years to use to apply for FAFSA. All right. Number three, FAFSA is too hard to fill out. Wrong. That's a myth. FAFSA, once you apply, the average person takes about 21 minutes to apply if they have all the information together. You can apply online. Myth number four, my grades aren't good enough for me to get financial aid. Wrong. That's a myth. Why is that a myth? Because financial aid or FAFSA is not based on your grades. It's based on you showing the need for the money. Myth number five, my ethnicity or age makes me ineligible for aid. That's a myth. Why? Because it's not based on the age, it's not based on the color of your skin, but it's based on you showing the government what schools you want to go to, your merit, and the need for you to have that money or those finances for school. Myth number six, I support myself, so I don't have to include my parents' info on the FAFSA. That's a myth, right? There are 10 qualifications that you have to pass before you can apply for FAFSA as an independent student. Myth number seven, I already completed the FAFSA, so I don't need to complete it again. Wrong. Check this out. You must complete FAFSA every single year in which you need the finances, right? So if you're going to school in 2018 this fall, guess what? You're going to need to apply for FAFSA. If you are going to school in 2019, you're going to have to apply for FAFSA. 2020, every single year in which you are going to college, apply for FAFSA. Even if your parents make $2 billion a year, still apply for FAFSA because it gives you access to grants, scholarships, and also if you have to take out a loan, they use your financial aid return to let you know how much money that you have to take out for a loan. In 7.25, the FAFSA is only for grant money and scholarships. It's not true. Like I said before, it also lets you know if you have to take out a student loan, how much of a loan you have to take out because they can show you how much money the federal government is giving you. So FAFSA is so important. To do that, simply go to the website fafsa.ed.gov. All right. So that's the first thing there. You want to get access to the government's money, P4CNGM plus OM plus YM. Now, I always encourage everyone that hangs around me to complete FAFSA. So if you can agree to complete FAFSA every single year of your college career, your student's college career, in the chat room say, I agree to complete FAFSA. Yes, type that in the chat room. I agree to complete FAFSA. If you're going to hang around me, if you're going to be affiliated with me, I push for 100% of my families or my students to complete FAFSA. All right, so put that in the chat room that you say, yes, Kantis, I agree to complete FAFSA. All right. So GM plus OM plus YM. Now, what is OM? OM stands for other people's money. So we have the government's money plus other people's money plus your money. GM plus OM plus YM. Now let's talk about other people's money. There are two forms of other people's money. There are scholarships and there are loans. Now, scholarships, that's money that you get that you do not have to pay back, right? Scholarships is free money given to you by universities, by outside organizations, by grants, through foundations, through fellowships. It's money that you do not have to pay back. And then we have loans, right? Loans is other people's money that you do have to pay back. In some cases, you have to pay back it with interest. Now, for the sake of this conversation and the sake of this presentation, the sake of what I push scholarships and money, other people's money that you do not have to pay back. So when we talk about this funding process, F, to focus on your future, U, to understand the process, N, to name your goal, D, develop a plan. Here's the I, initiate the process, right? So the plan is GM plus OM plus YM. Let's initiate this process to get other people's money. So here are 7 ways or 7 places that you can locate scholarships and college money, right? Here are 7 ways, 7.25 ways to locate scholarships and college money. I'm going to go through these 7.25 ways. And actually tonight, I'm going to help some of you guys find scholarships. Is that okay? Right? And so I'm going to focus a lot of my conversation on number 3 and number 4. So number 1, we want to look locally, right? When you're searching for scholarships, I want you to start looking locally. I want you to start looking for the gold in your backyard. When I say look locally, speak to your high school counselors, right? Speak to the people at your school. Speak to those teachers and those administrators. Look locally at your school. Now, if you're on a college campus, then, look locally there, right? Number 2, look college. Seek scholarships at your desired college. Here's what I mean. If you are deciding to go to a certain college, go to that college, their admissions department, their financial aid department, and look at that college and find out what scholarships they have there at that particular college. Number 3, which I'm going to spend some time with, is to look online, right? Seek and ye shall find. Seek and ye shall find. And I'm going to come back to this one. I'm going to dig in this and show you how this works. Number 4, look socially using your hashtags, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. They all use hashtags. And I'm going to show you practically tonight how you can use social media to find certain scholarships. Number 5, look corporately. Now, if your mom or your dad, or maybe you are an adult, when I say look corporately, there are corporations that have millions of dollars that they give toward good causes. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to look at your mom's job, your dad's job, your uncle's job, your career, your aunt's job and your career, your grandparents. Go to their corporate job and ask the corporation, do they give scholarships to the kids of those that work at the school, right? So if you're a parent, tomorrow morning, I want you to go to your corporate job, go to human resources, go there and ask them, do they give funds to the family members of employees, right? You want to look at the corporate jobs. They give money for school. Number 6, you want to look into your community. You want to seek out organizations and associations that do what you desire to do. Here's what I mean. If you want to go into chemistry like I did, right? Look for the chemistry organizations within the community. If you want to be a veterinarian, go find other, organizations or associations that do veterinarian work. If you want to go into arts or music or business, there are organizations in the community that give scholarships and that give money for people that are interested in what you want to go into. Number 7, look Greek, right? Look Greek. Seek out fraternities and sororities. Now, most sororities and fraternity, they do more than step shows, right? They do more than just hop around. Fraternities do great work in the community, right? So I want you to look Greek. Look at the local Greek fraternities in your neighborhood. Look at the state Greek associations. Look at the regional Greek associations, the national Greek associations. Seek out fraternities and sororities. And lastly, here's another one, is to look crowdfunding, right? Pass the offering bucket. Now, what is crowdfunding? Crowdfunding is where you can develop a website and set up a website, and you can have other people give money through that website for a great cause. In this case, crowdfunding is now where you're taking the crowd and you're raising funds for your college education. It's very similar to passing the offering bucket. So these are the 7 places that you can look to locate scholarships in college. And I go into more detail on this in my Scholarship U program. But tonight, I want to spend some time looking online and looking socially. Number 3 and number 4. I want to help you guys practically and show you how to do some of this. So here's what I want you to do in the chat room. Somebody let me know what field of study you want to go into, and I'm going to help you guys find some scholarships tonight, okay? And so I'm going to focus here, looking online. Seek and you shall find. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to, and I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm going to open up a chat window here. Let me go over here and somebody let me know there in the chat room what field of study you want to go into. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to open up Google. Let me go over here and go to the internet. All right, I'm going to go over here to the internet. Let's see here. All right. All right, so I'm opening up a window. I'm going to go to Google over here. Well, here's how this works, right? When you're searching for scholarships, I want you to take your field of study and the word scholarship. So let's peek in here in the chat room real quick. I'm peeking in the chat room to see here. So we have Christian counseling, education, but I want move into sonography, music, computer science, anthropology, film, and animation. Okay, cool. So let's take computer science. All right. So here's what I want you to do. Take your field of study, computer science, and put the word scholarship behind that word, right? Ooh, spelled it wrong, right? Now check this out. In good old Google, right? Computer science scholarship. As I'm typing computer science scholarship, check this out. We got computer science for scholarships in 2018, computer science scholarships for white males, computer science scholarships for females, high school students, international students, college students, high school students, and graduates, right? So Google is now helping you find other search terms. Now, what we can do is to start to do our research. So I'll just go here right now. I'm not sure if you were male or female, but I'm going to be very specific. And I'm going to go look for computer science scholarships for females, right? And so as you're going through this, what you want to do is you want to go to the websites, you want to search them out and see if they work best for you. Now, here's a cool thing here. This is a list of scholarships for 50 amazing computer science scholarships, right? You can go through this. Check this out. The AACE International Competitive Scholarship. And it has a link to go to that page. The Excel Computing Scholarships has a link, right? You probably can click this and it goes somewhere. Check this out. Department of Computer Science, anchored by a multi-year $600,000 grant from the National Science Foundation. The Excel program will provide scholarships and other services to academically talented students. Check this out, right? During any semester in which funds will be received, students must be a citizen of the United States, be enrolled in full-time degree offered by the Department of Computer Science, BS in these fields here, demonstrate financial need defined for undergraduate students, right? It goes with the selection process, tells you if you're an incoming freshman, a 3.2 high school GPA, as an incoming graduate, 3.0 undergraduate GPA. It tells you the requirements, the dates, the deadlines, and how it's renewed, right? So you can do this. We can go back over here, click another scholarship, Smart Scholarship. Okay, that was not there. Probably the link is bad. Let's look at this one here, the Google Anita Borg Scholarship. All right, here's another website. Through the Women's Technology Scholars Program, formerly the Google Anita Scholarship. I'm reading fast through these things. Who is Anita Borg? The Scholars Program consists of the following elements: scholarship, retreat, and community. Scholarship program eligibility, North America. Okay, so if you're in North America, let's click this one here, I guess. All right, United States and Canada. In this case, the applications are now closed, but check this out. To be eligible, you must be a female. You must be 2017-18. Attend, be a full-time student getting a bachelor's or master's program. Application requirements: general background information, transcripts, 2 letters of recommendations, current resume. Okay, so this case, this one was closed. But if we continue to do our research, we can go down through each of these scholarships, right? $3,000, look at this. Another $500 to $5,000, $3,000 available, right? All right, so we can just do this all day long. Now I can back this thing up. Somebody else put me their name and information in the chat area, because what I'm showing you is that we can go down through each of these websites and look for scholarships, right? Scholarships for women in science. It's just as simple. You go to the website, you look at the links, you find and you do your research. Scholarships for women in science. Biology, the Libya Hyman Memorial Scholarship. Awards range from $750 to $1,000. Deadlines are usually early March. Nancy Foster Scholarship. Women's Scholarship, $1,000 to $2,000. The Federal American Science Society Scholarship. National Garden Scholarship, $3,500. You see this, is this good or is this great, right? Physical Sciences, $2,500, right? $2,000, $1,500. June 30th, you want to go and do your research. Now, I'm going to go back to Google. I'm going to put in, let me pick again over here to the chat room, anthropology, education, physical therapy. Okay, cool. Let me put in I'm gonna do anthropology, right? Anthropology. Make sure I spell it right. Anthropology scholarship. You take your field of study. Check this out. Anthropology scholarship in 2018, 2017 for high school seniors. I'm gonna go here. So now Google gives you a link up here. This is an ad. This means this company is paid to have their ad first. Ferguson's career resource, proceedings of the Board of Regents, the Michigan alumnus, the Delta scholarship. Now, one thing you can do, if you want to pinpoint certain scholarships or certain phrases, put a quotation mark around that phrase, right? Anthropology scholarship. Check this out, anthropology scholarship for college students. Now it shows us a list of anthropology scholarships. Look at that. Colorado State University, 3.5 GPA. We can click the link and go there. Northern Arizona University have scholarships. Look at this, anthropology scholarships from professional organizations. Take your field of study and you go in, look at that, $20,000, $30,000. Two prizes of $250, $550. You see that? That's pretty cool, right? All right, you see how that works? Is this helpful for somebody? Is this helpful? Right? Now, I want to go back over here and I want to show you how we can use social media. Now, one of the social media platforms I like using is Twitter, where we can use hashtags, right? I'm gonna go to Twitter search. So we can now use hashtags. Let me peep in sports medicine, somebody say fine arts, somebody says Christian counseling, computer science, divinity, law. All right, cool. So I'm gonna come over here, and in social media, we use hashtags, right? So I'm gonna type the word law scholarship. I'm using the hashtag. I'm taking the field of hashtag, the field of study, hashtag scholarship. And now we can go down to see what scholarships are available. Check this out. Scholarships for you. This is March 3rd. Hashtag Edward, hashtag Bramley Excellence Postgraduate Scholarships in the UK. Here's an Edward Bramley Excellence Postdoctorate Scholarship. We could click that link to see where that goes, right? We have another scholarship here, CEA FJP Postdoctoral Fellowship for International Students, Student Law Scholarship, planning to study law at a university in 2018, right? Attention all law students, offering $1,000 to help in law students. PhD scholarships in politics and international. Here's the cool thing about it, right? So if you're in college and you're looking for money, you can use this hashtag strategy, right? Family, make sure y'all spread the word and support. So awesome. Scholarships in law. This month, Lori, Mamie, Corey, and I work with to create the George Corey Family Scholarship, which will support students of color that are first-generation college students, right? This is so amazing, so dope. So now you can use hashtags. Let me do another one here. Let's say music scholarship. Your field of study, hashtag scholarship. And then you use the hashtags to go find scholarships. Keep the rhythm alive. In North Texas, donate to our North Texas Area Music Scholarship. You can click the link. Are you a local musician? Apply to the North Texas Music Scholarship or band dollars. Dorothy Kelly Scholarship Competition. All right, you find these hashtags and follow the hashtags and go to the links, right? Oregon High School is awarding 2.5K scholarships to seniors who plan to minor in music. Man, like this is so awesome. I can do this all day long, right? Was this helpful or was this helpful? Somebody let me know in the chat room, was this helpful? Say yes, this is awesome, right? So you guys can see there in the chat area how you can use online platform as well as hashtags to locate scholarships. Was that helpful or was that helpful? Let me go back over here to my keynote. All right. So if you want to look scholarships, seek and you shall find, look online and look through social media. Okay. Look online, look through social media. And again, here are 7.25 ways to locate those college funds. Man, I love this stuff. Man, is this helpful for you guys? You know, let me know there in the chat room. Is this helpful for you? Is this a blessing to you right now? Cool. Make sure I didn't looks like I don't know. I think you guys are still there. I know you guys are still there. Look like I knocked myself off the chat area, but I still can see that this is going. All right, cool. So now you have these 7.25 ways to locate scholarship dollars. Let me just log back into the chat room real quick here so I can enjoy all the fun you guys are having over here. All right. Somebody says, yes, this is helpful. Yes, this is awesome. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Now, I go more in detail on this in my membership program here, but I just wanted to take the time to make sure that each of you are seeing this and understand how this works, right? Understand how you can use these different areas to locate scholarships. All right, cool. So now that we have that, the next thing is to nail down the scholarship, right? Once you look for the scholarships, once you apply for the scholarships, it's to nail down the scholarships. Now, because of time, I won't be able to go into all the detail here on how to nail down scholarships. But here's the key thing I want you to know. You're in the marketing business, right? You're in the business of marketing your speaking services. So what that means is that you have to position yourself to put together a great profile or great resume so that people can say, we want to invest in you. So you want to, after you locate the scholarship, you want to nail the scholarship down. Yes, you want to nail that scholarship down. And the G to funding is to get the money and keep the money, right? F-U-N-D-I-N-G, get the money and keep the money. So in getting the money, that means to apply for the scholarship. Now, once you get the scholarship, you want to keep it, right? You want to keep it by having good grades. So here's the deal. You can't win the lottery if you don't apply for the lotto, right? If you want to win the lottery, you got to apply for the lottery, right? You got to buy a lotto ticket. If you want to get a scholarship, you have to apply. You have to apply. Now, here's the deal. You can make college an unforgettable experience. I want you guys to think for a second, right? You as a student, you can go study something and you can improve your options with your career. Maybe as a parent, your son or daughter can go to school and to improve their craft, to do something they absolutely love. You can go to college and go into a field that's going to help generations to come, right? What you do now, the decisions that you make right now will ultimately affect your future, your career, and your family, right? How many people you know right now refuse to make a decision and now they're stuck in a deadbeat job, or they're stuck doing something that they really don't want to do because they lacked either the resources for school or they lacked making a decision. But here's the reality. As a student, as a parent, you can have a college experience that's going to open up doors for you, right? Imagine going to the college of your choice, meeting great people, building great relationships. All of that is available. Now, I want to find out tonight, was this information helpful to you? Was this information helpful to you? Let me know there in the chat room what part of this presentation so far was helpful to you. Was it the financial aid myths? Was it knowing how to calculate how much school is all about, how much how much it costs to go to school? Was it helpful to look at locating scholarships? Let me know there in the chat room. What was most helpful to you? Yes, what was most helpful to you? Somebody says, yes, helpful. This was awesome. Thank you for showing me how to calculate the finances. Lovely, lovely. Was this helpful? Awesome. Hashtags, right? We use hashtags all the time in social media. Locating scholarships, right? And because of time here, you know, this was limited, but I want to make sure that this was very helpful to you. Now, here's the deal. I'm not sure why you showed up today on this webinar. I'm not sure why you showed up tonight. But here's the deal. Maybe you showed up because you were frustrated that you don't have a plan to tackle the college admissions process. Maybe you showed up tonight because you feel behind and unclear about your college future. Maybe you showed up because you're not sure if you have what it takes to succeed in college. Maybe you decide to show up tonight because you are scared to take out student loans and you lack a plan to fund your college education. Maybe you showed up because you heard all the buzz and excitement around how others are having success with my program and advice. And maybe you showed up because you wanted to see how you could make it work for you and your family. Or maybe you showed up tonight because you said, Kantis, to be honest with you, I was bored and I just decided to show up and attend because you say you didn't have anything else to do. Well, here's the deal. I want you to get answers. And hopefully tonight, by you showing up, you got some answers. You got a plan, and you have the assurance that you or your son or your daughter would have an academic future that is amazing. Now, I want everyone to pause for a second and imagine this. If you're a student right now, I want you to imagine yourself going to college and graduating with a degree and graduating debt-free. I want you to imagine yourself walking across that stage, moving your tassel to the left and to the right, with a full degree and not having to pay back debt. As a parent, I want you to imagine your son or daughter graduating and going into a field that they absolutely love. Maybe you're in college right now and you have a few student loans, or maybe you're in college right now and things are tight. I want you to imagine having a plan and having a roadmap where now money is no longer an issue. Well, here's the deal. This can be a reality for everyone on the call. You can be on the honor roll. You can get your dream job. You can be motivated to go to school. You can have a happy and awesome career. You can do something you absolutely love to do. You really can. So I believe that mentorship rocks, right? And it can transform you or your student's academic career and life. I believe that if you've been on this workshop or up to this point, you have what it takes to excel even more as a part of my Scholarship U mentorship program. Now, here's the deal, and please remember this. Nothing I've shared with you here today is theory or fluff, right? This is exactly what I've done to go to school all on scholarships. And I've helped other families to achieve full, fix this mixed spell word, and partial scholarships. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a high school student, college student, grad student, returning student, or an adult student. It's all about baby steps and taking action right now. You see, the obvious question is, okay, Kantis, how can, you may be asking yourself, okay, how can you apply this college funding system to gain the money you need to fund your students' college education? Now, you have a choice tonight. You can do it the slow way through trial and error by taking some of this, what I shared you tonight, and you go do it yourself. Or you can do it quickly using my Scholarship U program. Now, what is Scholarship U? It's my complete step-by-step college funding roadmap program, and it's designed to take you by the hand to help you fund your college education. No missing steps, no confusion. It's the quickest and most effective way that I believe to get you from point A to point B. It's the way that I believe that is designed to help you in your household with a roadmap. It's the way that I feel that's going to help you from where you are right now to where you want to be. And I think most of you guys want to be in a position where funding your college education is not stressful, it's not painful, and you have a plan and a roadmap. So I want to introduce you to Scholarship U. It's the roadmap to funding your college education. Now, what's Scholarship U? It's a 7-module course and live boot camp that I offer to you and your household. So module 1, or week 1 of this Scholarship U program, is all about how to apply for FAFSA and maximize your federal aid. You see, in Scholarship U, not only do you get access to a 7-module course, but for the next 7 weeks, I'm going to practically walk you through what it takes to apply for FAFSA and how to maximize your federal aid. Not only that, but in that program, week 1, we're going to talk about how to apply for FAFSA, the 7 must-have things to apply for FAFSA, the 5 mistakes that families make when seeking financial aid, the 10 ways to maximize your federal aid return, the 10 ways students can get aid despite their parents, right? So that's all take place in Module 1, Week 1. Week 2 and Module 2 in the Scholarship U program is all about how to successfully locate free money in college scholarships and grants. Now, here's the deal. We're going to talk about in that module, what is free money and 3 ways to get it, the 7+ ways to locate college scholarships. I go more in detail on the 7 ways, and I practically hold you by the hand based on your major and your field to walk you through that. I show you how to apply for scholarships and what to say, how to market yourself so you stand out. In this module and this week, I show you how to maintain the scholarship once you get them. And I show you 7 different ways to position yourself to land the scholarships. Week 3 is all about how to position yourself, to promote yourself, to market yourself, to land the scholarships. In week 4 and module 4, we go into more detail on how to avoid student loan traps and develop the right funding plan. Now, how many of you on this call know of someone that's battling student loan debt, right? There are so many horror stories out there of people who battle with student loan debt. And so what I want to do is show you how to avoid student loan debt and show you when to take out a student loan and when not to. What is a student loan? How does it work? When to borrow college money and when not to. Show you the differences between a parent loan and a student loan. Show you the student loan traps and how to avoid them. Show you when deferment is good and bad and why. And to show you how to have a plan and how to break the chains of debt. Also in Scholarship U, week 5, we go over how to apply and write essays that get you noticed. You know, when you apply for college and when you apply for scholarships, one of the things that they require is applying through essays. In week 5 of the program Scholarship U, I show you practically how to write your essays to get people to notice you, how to overcome writer's block and write your essays so you can get the essay out, and so they can not only read the essay, but get the essay read so that you get noticed and they can consider your application. Week 6 is all about how to maintain scholarships, get more scholarship money, keep the money, and show you even in some situations how you can pocket money to use for added spending money. And then this is a error there. And then for week 7, we go into closing the deals, right? So practically how to decide on which school you should go to, decide on which scholarships you should to accept, showing you which financial plan is best for you. Now, all of this is in my Scholarship U program, right? So you get the 7-module course and the 7-week live boot camp. Now, check this out. Not only do you get access to the modules and the live boot camp, but because you're here tonight, I want to also offer you these bonuses. Bonus number 1, when you enroll tonight, you get interactive live group Q&A coaching sessions. You see, every single week, I'm going to be teaching and walking you through those 7 modules, those 7 weeks live. But during these sessions, you get practical coaching from me to help you wherever you and your household are. So when you enroll in Scholarship U, every single week, we will have this opportunity to have these group Q&A, and I can help you practically. You see, most people who coach with me right now, you know, the investment is like $500 a month to work with me every single month. But over time period, by being in this Scholarship U, you get this interactive Q&A coaching sessions. Not only that, but when you enroll in Scholarship U, you also get access to my scholarship Rolodex. You see, scholarships come to me all the time. I had somebody today send me a scholarship for somebody. Matter of fact, in middle school, right? Getting scholarships in middle school level, so when they go to college, they have access, have those funds in college. You get access to my Rolodex. You get access to the scholarships that are here in my office. I post them, I share them, so that you and your household will get access to them. As another bonus, you get access to the private online achievement community with me and the fellow students for an entire year. Yes, when you enroll in Scholarship U, you get access to our online membership site, and you get access to it for an entire year. So here's the deal. When you enroll, you get access to have the Q&A coaching sessions with me in a group. You get access to the scholarship Rolodex. You get access to the private online community. Now, when you add all of that up, the 7-module course, the live boot camp, and the 3 bonuses, that's valued at more than $4,488. Now, if you think about it for a second, it costs about $41,000 per year to fund a college education. To have a coach, to have a mentor, to enroll and invest in yourself, just to save money, but to get advice on how you can knock down your $41,000, the value is $4,488. But check this out. It will be way less than that. If you want to enroll in Scholarship U to get access to the 7-module course, the live boot camp, the 3 bonuses, and to get me as your coach, it boils down to one payment of $497, or if you want to, 3 payments of $177, right? So to get access to Scholarship U, to access to the 7-module course, to help you with the roadmap to funding your college education, to get access to the bonuses, access to the Rolodex, access to the coaching and the membership site, and the hand holding, it's the investment of $497 or $177 with 3 payment options. So to get started, you can pay the $177 and then 2 more payments every 30 days. Now, to access this, here's what I want you guys to do. To enroll in Scholarship U, the website that you're currently on, I want to put this in here where you guys can refresh your website, and here's what's going to happen, right? Let me make this, I'm gonna put the links there on the website, and as you refresh your website, what's going to happen is you're going to see 2 buttons pop up at the very bottom of the web page. If you guys can, just go ahead and refresh your web page, the page that you're on. Hopefully you see that there. Refresh that page, and then down at the bottom of the website, and you see those links there on the page. You guys see that? Let me know you see that. Once you refresh, you can go ahead and refresh, click the live button, and you see the links there at the bottom of the website. It should look something like that. Option 1, again, is the Scholarship U and the bonuses, full pay $497. Option 2 is the scholarship and the 3 payments of $177. Now, just simply refresh your page. You can see, get access to those links to enroll in Scholarship U. Now, I want to tell you about a family called the Randalls, who they simply said, you know, to just listen to Kantis and follow his advice. Miss Randall, her husband, says that our son and I attended Kantis's workshops, followed his instruction, did what he said down to the T. Because of his guidance, we were able to come up with $40,000 for my son's first year of school, including federal financial aid, a partial basketball scholarship, and a partial video media scholarship for the school. And all this manifested a week before school started. Listen to Kantis. This is a family that I work with, the Randalls, and they were able to come up with $40,000 because of the program, right? So if you want to enroll in that, simply, like I said before, refresh your page, click the link down below to enroll. Also want to tell you about Miss Susan. Kantis saved me from taking out a parent loan. While contemplating on what we were going to do to fund the last portion of my son's college education, I attended Kantis's Pay for College event in Boston, and it was a game changer. He gave us practical advice that saved us years of student loan debt and agony. Thank you, Kantis. This is from a mom who attended one of our Pay for College Now Scholarship U live events, and work with her. She was able to not have to take out a parent loan. And tonight, I want to give each of you that opportunity, right, to enroll in Scholarship U. I've given you guys a lot of information, spared through a lot of information, but in the Scholarship U program, I want to give you the roadmap to fund your college education. Again, you can enroll in the program by one full investment of $497 and 3 payments of $177. You can get started today to get access to the 7-module course, the live boot camp, the bonuses of the coaching session, the Rolodex, and the private online community. And here's the deal. For those of you who take action fast tonight, who enroll in the program, and I'll give you the next 36 hours, right? If you enroll in the program, I also send you a copy of my new book for taking fast action, Scholarship Secrets Revealed. It's a workbook and a book where you can use for your household to be able to, lay out your plan and get access to all of those scholarships that I recommend when you enroll in Scholarship U. So when you refresh the button and click one of those links, you're going to get to a page like this where you will use your name and email address to generate your password to log into the backside of the Scholarship U program. And then it's going to take you down to insert your credit card and invest and enroll in the program. Now, I want to answer some of your questions tonight. So if you have questions about this program, if you have questions about what you heard tonight, I would definitely love to support you. Definitely love to support you. Now, I ask this question all the time, and I asked a question earlier. When it comes to funding your college education or your students' college education, what's your number one biggest frustration or struggle? And here are some of the responses that I've heard, not only on this presentation, but others. Some of the responses that I've heard is that we can't afford college, so we're trying to apply for scholarships, and it can be tedious. For some subjects, not knowing where to go to find the right information. Finding a college that will mirror my child's goals or desires of what they want to do, and to tap into those financial resources. Some people say their biggest frustration is financial aid for private schools. Another big frustration is locating scholarships, finding available financial assistance and applying for scholarships. Somebody said their biggest struggle is to find out what website to apply for scholarships and if it actually works, and for me to be accepted. Other people say, you may say this yourself, your number one frustration is that almost all scholarships are contests. There does not seem to be guaranteed money. There's a lot of time spent on applying with unknown outcomes, which is extremely stressful to me and my daughter. Another big frustration is knowing exactly where to go and having it filtered exactly what I'm looking for. Fluctuation in the finances, doing it debt-free is a big frustration. Knowing how much my financial aid package is going to be, locating applicable scholarships, being too broke, and allowing enough time to meet all the deadlines, having the funds to cover incidentals or unforeseen payments. Well, if you have one of those frustrations, That is why I created the Pay for College Now program, the Scholarship U program, to help people like you with those frustrations. I'm going to check in the chat area there for any questions. Hopefully this was helpful for you. Someone says, Kantis, I would like to get contact to your brother who graduated from Berkeley. Yes. If you email me at Kantis@KantisSimmons.com, Kantis@KantisSimmons.com, I will give you my brother's personal information. Somebody says, I have credit card debt, mortgage, car payment. $41,000 will not be enough for me. What to do? I have credit card debt, a mortgage, car payment. $41,000 will not be enough for me. What to do? So here's the deal. $41,000, as I mentioned before, is the amount of money that goes into funding a college education for 1 year. Now, what to do is to do the things that I mentioned here on the call, right? I show you 7.25 ways to locate scholarships. Everything is an additive property, right? Here's what I mean by additive property. If you want to fund your college education, it comes to this $41,000, it's an additive property. GM plus OM plus YM, right? So if we want to come up with this $41,000, I'm going to copy this, right? So if we want to come up with 41K, we need to look at the government's money, that's applying for FAFSA, other people's money, knowing how to locate scholarships, or your money. So to fund your college education, this three-step process and doing what I mentioned tonight is a way to help you do that. Now, you know, your mortgage and your car payments and things like that, you may have to cut back. You may have to make some adjustments. You may have to get a second job. Whatever needs to take place, you know your situation better than anybody else. And in my Scholarship U program, I go over that and I help you with a practical plan. So that's a great question, right? But you understand this three-step process that's now going to help get you started. Again, if you want to enroll in the program, refresh your page. And as you refresh the web page, you should see there at the bottom of the web page, there are 2 links there to help you enroll in the program. Let me peek here again in there are any more questions we have here. Someone said, will this work for me if I have for grad school? Yes, this works for you if you want to go to grad school. Same thing applies, right? Sometimes when we think of undergrad, we think of scholarships. But when you go to grad school, another word outside of scholarship is the word fellowship, is the word grants, right? So graduate fellowships. Take the same thing that we mentioned before about the 7 different ways to locate. You want to do the same thing, right? You have to apply, right? Money doesn't fall out of trees, but you have to apply so you know how to apply for these scholarships to get access to the money. You know, one of the things that I did for myself is that after I applied those goals, wrote down my goal to go to school on a scholarship, and I was able to do it at Norfolk State University, I came back and said, you know what? I want to do the same thing for grad school, right? And by me doing the same thing for grad school, I had to seek out the money. I had to go look to find money to go to Lehigh University. And the same thing applied. I found those scholarships, found those grants, and it helped me find my way through Lehigh. Then I said, hey, I want to go to Georgia Tech, and did the exact same thing. And the beauty of grad school, they give out fellowships. These fellowships now consist of the amount of money to help you fund your education. And in some cases, they give you a stipend, right? They give you a paycheck to be a graduate student. So the same process works for you there in the graduate area. And again, if you want to be able to access this program, the scholarship, the 7-module course, the boot camp, and 3 bonuses where we go into more detail on Scholarship U, simply click the link below to get access to that. Let me peek again here in the chat room for any more questions here. Any more questions there? Let me peek in there. All right, cool. Somebody says, yes, Kantis, I've applied for FAFSA. I'm also checking my email here. I've applied for FAFSA, but we didn't get back the amount of money that we felt like we should have. Okay, so here's the deal. We're applying for FAFSA, right? One of the things that takes place with FAFSA, once they give you the report, they let you know how much money is available to you in your household. Now, one of the things in the Scholarship U program, we go over in, I believe it's week 1, we talk all about how to maximize that and 5 mistakes that people make and the 10 different things that you can do to maximize your federal aid return. You know, one of the things that you can do, and this is a real sneaky tip, right, is to see when you apply for FAFSA and the financial aid, it's all about showing people that you have need for the money. Now, when you have a huge savings account, they see that as, well, if you got a huge savings account, you can use some money from your savings to fund your college education. Now, one of the things that I recommend a lot of times is to show dealing with your assets, right? Being able to show your assets, but also being able to show your assets in such a way that it shows where you have used money for assets and you need more money for funding your college education. You know, this is a principle that, you know, I recommend. Some people don't really recommend it, but it's all about showing that you have the need. So sometimes you need to make certain purchases before you apply for FAFSA, or make certain purchases before your son or daughter go to college, because now that opens up opportunities to show the government where you may need more money, okay? And then a lot of other cooler things that we do with maximizing your financial aid. There comes a point in time when a student can apply for financial aid themselves, and based on their income, based on what they have to offer, will allow them to get to financial aid as well. All right, let me peek here, answer more of these questions. Somebody let me know in the chat room, was this helpful for you, right? Was this helpful for you? You guys are still staying around. Any more questions you have there for me? Somebody let me know in the chat room, was this helpful for you? Was this helpful for you? I absolutely love it. Absolutely appreciate you guys for being and sticking around. Again, tonight, if you want to invest in the Scholarship U program, I would love to have you. Again, you get access to the 7-module course and the live boot camp. You get access to the interactive live group Q&A coaching sessions. You get access to the Rolodex and the private online community. Oh, somebody asks, okay, when do the live boot camps start? Well, the live boot camps start in 2 weeks, right? On March 19th is when the live boot camps start back for the 7 weeks. Okay, so if you want to enroll in that, again, just simply go and click the links below to take access of the full payment, or if you want to do the 3 payments for $177, simply refresh your page and click the links below based on your need. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. Again, if you want my help even more, if you want me to be able to answer your questions or be able to support you, simply let me know how I can serve you. Simply let me know how I can be a benefit to you. For those of you who are enrolling in Scholarship U, congratulations. I'm going to take a peek over here to see if we have anybody enrolled tonight. I got many different things going on. Let me go back over here. Somebody says, are you familiar with the early middle college program? Early middle college program. No, I haven't heard of the early middle college program. I have heard of early enrollment. This is when you are in high school and you can take some of your high school credits and you start taking college level courses or even going to the local community college to be able to support you through that. And now you are coming out of high school, graduating with an associate's degree. So no, I've never heard of the early middle college program. Okay, maybe it's associated with a junior college or community college. In some cases, when you are a high school student and you can apply, or you have so many credit hours in high school, you can start working towards your college degree. Somebody says, yes, my daughter is a senior in high school and also has been 2 years at a local college. She will stay 1 extra year at community college. Is that a problem? No, that isn't a problem, right? If that works best for you and your family, then that'll be great. The cool thing about this is that as you're taking these extra year in college, right? So you can apply for FAFSA until the year in which you need money for college, right? So in actuality, when you're in high school, you're still in high school, you haven't graduated. You haven't graduated yet. But if you decide to go to a community college or a 2-year college or a 4-year college, yes, you can apply for FAFSA. Problem is, we can't fill out FAFSA until next year. We will miss out on local scholarships. From my experience, this only works if you are still considered a local, if you're still considered a high school student. Now, if you enroll in community college, once you enroll, you got to have money to go to school, and that makes you eligible for FAFSA. Okay. Yep. So you got to apply for FAFSA every single year in which you need the money. Apply for FAFSA every single year. You need the money. I'm saying that over and over again, right? L Market, shoot me some, if you want to talk about this more in detail over at Kantis Simmons, just email me there, kantis@kantissimmons.com. They tell us we will fill out FAFSA saying we are his high school grad, but not in college. Which makes sense, right? So until you graduate high school and you start applying for either community college or undergraduate college is when you're eligible for applying for the upcoming year. So in practicality, if you are looking to go to school, let's say this fall, then you want to apply for FAFSA now so that you're eligible for enrollment in fall of 2018, the 2018 to 2019 school year. They tell us, okay, this is a federal form. Are we lying? No, we're not lying, right? So if you've graduated high school, and you now go into applying for college, applying for community college or a 4-year college, you're eligible to apply for FAFSA. Now, if you're a high school student, you hadn't graduated, well, here's the deal, right? So if you are a high school student, you can apply for FAFSA because you plan on enrolling in the 2018-2019 college school year. This is federal form next fall 2020. All right, cool. So here's the deal. You can only apply for FAFSA the year in which you are going into. So if you're a high school senior, high school junior, you can't apply. You only apply for the year in which you are enrolling in college. Lovely. I think it's so great that they have these programs that you can get an associate degree before you come out of high school. Great questions, L Market. Yes, the Scholarship U program will start March 19th. That's when we're going to start our new 7 weeks program. We just completed 7 weeks program, and I'm so excited for all the testimonies that we're sharing or will be sharing with you of the students who and the families enrolled in the Scholarship U live boot camp that we just completed. Super excited about that. Super excited about that. Again, tonight, if you want to enroll in the program, simply click the links, refresh your page, click the links, and you can get access to that program. Thank you guys so much. So much for choosing to enroll in Scholarship U. I'm super duper excited about you guys spending time with me tonight. Hopefully tonight, this has been so powerful for you. This has been something that's been a blessing to you. And if you have any questions, simply let me know over at Kantis@KantisSimmons.com. This offer that I'm making available for Scholarship U will be available for the next 3 days. Then the regular price goes up, right? Regular price goes up. And if this is right for you, have any questions, just simply email me at Kantis@KantisSimmons.com, and I will be able to support you and help you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. I would love to show you guys my face, but for whatever reason, my camera is not working. And but thank you guys so much for being here. Again, I'm just so honored that you decided to be here tonight. And at the end of the day, I've been so blessed to go to school absolutely free. And I'm so honored that, you guys have sat with me for, about an hour and a half, talking about scholarships and helping you with the plan. And at the end of the day, at the end of my career, I want to be able to help hundreds and thousands of families go to school absolutely free. And if I can serve you or your family, I would love to do so. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Check your email because I will be sending out a replay tomorrow where you can review this webinar, have access to it, and also get access to the links and everything that come along with this. Thank you guys so much. Remember this, there's only one game in life that counts, and that's your A game. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night. Bye-bye.